Hello, football fans, and welcome to Goalside once again. Lionel Messi, the best player in the world. Most will argue that the status of the best player on the planet follows him for a decade now. Constantly scoring, assisting, playmaking. There's really nothing that Messi can't do with the ball at his feet, staying at the highest level as nobody ever did before him. But he's still not his nation's favorite player. Diego Maradona is the Argentinian legend in every sense of the word. Gauchos hold Maradona to the highest regard, almost never putting him below Messi. This begs the question, why? To analyze this phenomenon, we have to dig deep into the Argentinian culture. The Argentinians tend to have a very big pride, wearing their hearts on their sleeves. They take things personally and embrace us against the world mentality. They're direct, loud, and like to impose themselves in general. Diego Maradona is Argentina personified. El Pibe de Oro, as Argentinians like to call Maradona, dominated on the pitch and let everyone know about it. Constantly provoking the opposition both with his mouth and his feet, Maradona was always the loudest in the building. Nothing reflects this more than the hand of God, a goal that knocked out England in the 1986 World Cup semifinals, which Maradona scored by hand, which the referee failed to notice, and celebrated it like a madman. Later in the match, Diego took the ball in the middle of the pitch and dribbled throughout the entire English team, scoring perhaps the best goal of all times to this day. Argentina won that World Cup and Maradona gained an immortal status in the country. Things like instigating real fights on the pitch in Barcelona only solidified the status in the eyes of the Argentinian, who appreciate passion more than anything else, and El Pibe de Oro had plenty of it. This is where we come to Messi. Lionel Messi moved to Barcelona when he was just 13 years old, always shy and the quietest in the room. Little Leo did his talking on the pitch, impressing and mesmerizing with his dribbles and goals. While playing in Spain, he broke all sorts of records, becoming the all-time top La Liga scorer, as well as Barcelona's historical goal scorer, too. Barcelona won 8 out of the last 11 La Liga titles, mostly because of Messi's unstoppable ways on the pitch. One of the best center backs of all time. Paolo Maldini even compared the two Argentinians. I think he reached and surpassed the level of Maradona. He does incredible things at a speed that is insane. Even the great Diego himself commented on the younger Messi, proclaiming him his heir. I have seen the player who will inherit my place in Argentine football, and his name is Messi. Messi is a genius. In the process, he also won Europe's most prestige competition, the Champions League, 4 times during his spell in Catalonia. Not only that, but Messi proved to be decisive in the crucial moments. He destroyed Real Madrid numerous times, as well as netting goals in 2 different Champions League finals. Perhaps the biggest showcase of Messi's character came in El Clásico. It was a tight match that could have gone either way at any moment. However, when Sergio Roberto took the ball and dragged it for 50 meters, Lionel Messi ended the action by scoring the winner in the 93rd minute. He then proceeded to lift up his shirt and point it towards Los Blancos in the stands, thus establishing his domination in the Bernabeu. As the years went on, Barcelona's ace got better and better, and the expectations were enormous from Argentina. However, unlike Maradona, Messi consistently failed to make a difference in crucial moments for Argentina. Despite scoring by far the most goals in the history of Argentina with 70, which is 36 ahead of Maradona, Messi never delivered in the finals. Copa America slipped from his hands twice after losing to Chile, while the World Cup was a couple of minutes away. But Mario Götze's late goal crushed Messi and Argentina's dream. It looked like the Argentinians never forgave Messi that he couldn't bring them the World Cup they wanted so much after Maradona's magic in Mexico in 1986. Messi himself was as disappointed as anyone. The magical number 10 spoke after the final in what can only be described as immeasurable pain of a man who worked so hard only to come away with empty hands. Despite receiving the award for the best player of the tournament, Messi was devastated. Right now, nothing can console me, not the award or anything else. Our only goal was to take home the World Cup and enjoy our victory with everyone in Argentina. We deserved a bit more after the game we played, and it was very painful to lose that way. The small magician who was also raised in a Catalan way, never imposing himself in a necessary way, Leo was always focused on the task at hand and nothing else. After Messi misses a chance, he will put his head down, murmuring to himself. On the other hand, Diego Maradona would show his emotions, no matter what those emotions were at the moment. Just one look at the Argentinian domestic football will explain a lot. Bunch of tackles, brave duels, crazy crowds, and a passion in every inch of the pitch. The latest Madrid final of Copa Libertadores between the Argentinian giants River Plate and Boca Juniors showed it the best. Despite the hardship at home, thousands of fans set on a trip to Madrid, spending their life savings only to get to watch their favorite club lift the trophy against the most heated rival. Football in Argentina isn't a sport. It isn't the most unimportant thing in the world. Football is everything to these people. The expectations are sky high for anyone wearing a white and blue shirt. On the other end of the spectrum, Messi was once described by Ibrahimovic as a schoolboy, addressing his quiet demeanor. Still, there are a lot of signs that Messi holds his own, but he rarely shows it in public. For example, Pep Guardiola commented that the only player ever who was allowed to disobey his orders was Lionel Messi. Thierry Henry told the story of Messi getting angry in training for not being given a foul. With his shoelaces untied, he told the keeper to give him the ball and then just dribbled past the whole team, scoring in the process. Messi's bursts of frustrations are rare, but they do happen. For instance, he kicked the ball at Santiago Bernabéu's squad as Barcelona was losing to Real Madrid once. Despite these outbursts, Leo has always able to calm himself afterward, getting back to his old ways. Diego Maradona was a genius and a cheater, and he didn't hide it at all. Unlike Messi, Maradona embraced his furious outbursts in order to use them as fuel for motivation. Still, even if we take everything into account, Messi is objectively much more accomplished and consistent player throughout his career. The legendary Argentinian Jorge Valdano put it best: Maradona was Maradona sometimes, but Messi is Maradona every day. He has played at the level of Maradona in 1986 for the past 5 years. Needless to say, the best player in Barca's history shattered every record there is, both for his club and his nation. If you were to create a house for all of Messi's individual and team trophies, it would probably become an apartment building at some point. His Argentinian counterpoint, however, did play in the rougher age, where harsh starts weren't punished, almost to the point where they were encouraged. This resulted in a famous butcher of Bilbao, Andoni Goalside. Bilbao's center back knew no mercy, and when he was about to face Maradona, his task was obvious. Goalside purposefully tried to injure Maradona, and he did, severely damaging the Argentinian's ankle in a match against Barcelona. To make things even worse, he now holds a boot with which he broke Maradona's ankle on a glass case in his house. Their feud didn't end there. In 1984, a big brawl came out featuring, amongst others, Diego Maradona and Andoni Goalside. The Basque kicked the Argentinian in the chest in a true kung fu move, earning himself an 18-match suspension, which was later reduced to just 7 matches. And previously to ruining Maradona's Barcelona career, Goalside did the same with Bernd Schuster, thus ending his career at the highest level. While this deserves every condemnation, the case of the Butcher of Bilbao really displays the difference in the player's mentality and attitude back in the day compared to the much less lenient rules nowadays. While Messi suffers a lot on the pitch, something like this to happen is almost unimaginable nowadays when the best footballers do get at least some sort of protection from the referee. South American football is basically the last oasis of wild tackles, fitting in the timeline where a hard-nosed genius like Maradona is more appreciated than Catalan-raised master of the ball such as Messi. However, things have been changing for Messi lately. It seems that the Argentinian is unleashing his inner anger more and more often lately, especially when wearing the Argentina shirt. Brazil took the 2-0 win after some controversial calls favoring the Seleção, who was also the home nation of the tournament. Lionel Messi spoke publicly after the match, accusing the tournament of being fixed in the Brazilians' favor. The referee was not on their side. In every divided ball or dispute, he inclined the pitch their way. It's not an excuse, but the truth is that in this Copa, they kept on blowing it for stupid things, for handballs, penalties. But today, they didn't even go to VAR when there were clear plays that should have been looked at. Ironically, this caused a ton of more plaudits from Argentina than any of Messi's genius on the pitch. His on-the-pitch behavior for Argentina has changed as well lately, reminiscing more and more of Diego Maradona. He gets into other players' faces, shows and runs like a madman, and people are starting to recognize it. One of the latest outbursts came to the cost of Argentina's most heated rival, Brazil. Messi got into an argument with Tite, shutting him up, as he scored the only goal of the match to display his full domination. After that, the Gauchos faced the tough Uruguay. Messi then got into it with Cavani, shouting some bad words towards the Uruguayan striker. Maradona himself praised Lionel for this change. "I thought he was a Messi Maradona. I saw him more rebellious. He said what he felt and he won on the pitch without anyone gifting him any match. I like this Messi more, that he's with his family, showing that he's playing with his dog and drinking a beer, more than the one they criticized because he didn't sing the anthem." Everything that Messi does is for Argentina's benefit. Along with the change of behavior, Messi came up clutch more than once for the Gauchos. The most notable moment arrived in the World Cup 2018 qualifications, where Argentina needed a win against Peru away. Gauchos were playing horribly until that match, and when Peru took the early 1-0 lead, the nation collapsed. However, one man took the entire nation on his back, scored a hat trick, leading Argentina to the World Cup in Russia all by himself, and that man was Lionel Messi. He will get a lot of accusations for not being passionate enough, even though that's going away now, but they will never be able to take away his greatness from him. With that being said, it's unlikely to expect Messi to ever get Maradona's status in his home country. El Pibe de Oro is just too perfect of an Argentinian to be matched. Same as Messi is too perfect for a player to be matched by anyone else.